ain't true.
Shut the hell up, racist! Shut the hell up, racist! Racist, racist, shame on you!
I feel bad for anybody that has to listen to that.
Racist, racist, shame on you!
Colonizers, we don't need them! What we want is total freedom!
How's that working for you? Right, I've heard that, yeah. And what then?
God said, let here be light.
Where's your USA flags? None. You hate the US? You hate everyone?
Right, they all in the U.S. with them flags. Nigga, get the fuck out of the U.S. with this foolishness.
You know, even the Senate is
At the White House with that foolishness.
I'm not afraid of you! You're a fucking terrorist! I'll drop a bomb on your ass and you'll be gone! You're going back to wherever you came from, baby! You're going back! Bye! America doesn't want you here! America doesn't want your shit!
Israel bombs U.S. base.
Israel bombs U.S. base!
How many kids did you kill today?
How many kids did you kill today?
Iran's a lion, you're a mouse.
Iran's a lion, you're a mouse!
We will drive the Zionists out.
We will drive the Zionists out!
Iran's a lion, you're a mouse.
Iran's a lion, you're a mouse!
We'll drive imperialism out.
We will drive imperialism out!
From Palestine to Iran,
From Palestine to Iran!
we'll stand up and fight back.
We'll stand up and fight back!
From Palestine to Iran,
From Palestine to Iran!
we'll stand up and fight back.
We'll stand up and fight back!
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, this is what black folks are doing.
I got my boots on the ground. Yeah. I got my boots on the ground. Where the fans at? Get up by your seat. Let your body move. Cowboys and cowgirls are feeling the groove.
Position on the migrant crisis and the migrant protests that are sweeping the country. No group has ever come to America to help black people. No group has ever helped black people. You've had individuals participate in black struggle, but never as a community. European Jews never said we're going to help black people as a community. Latinos never said we're going to help black people as a community. They come here to replace us. And most of them align themselves with the white power structure against African people. With that being said, I do not support black people getting involved in the migrant protests. That is not our fight. If you say you're going to do it, am I going to stop you? No. I would never stop someone from doing something that they feel is right. Is Dr. Umar participating? Absolutely not. Am I going to help Donald Trump get them out of the country of oppression? And the worst victims of American oppression, it would be complete hypocrisy for me to work against the best interests of another people. But am I going to help them? That is not my fight.
Now,
I got my boots on the ground. Yeah, let 'em fight. I got my boots on the ground. Where the fans at? Get up by your seat. Let your body move. Cowboys and cowgirls are feeling the groove. Sipping on.
We'll stand up and fight back. We'll stand up and fight back.
Today, we convene because the terror of the Zionist entity has spread beyond the borders of the Palestinian homeland. Shame. And the Zionist entity has put the people of
Ain't no
Iran
black folks out
under
there.
its sights to spread its terror beyond the Palestinian
Between
homeland
these
once again. The headlines are all too similar to what we've
Pakistani
seen for the
and
past 20 months
Mexicanos.
during the genocide of Gaza. The indiscriminate bombing
They need to get the
and
fuck out the
killings,
country.
the
That's what need
intentional
to happen,
targeting of
y'all.
civilian infrastructure,
If y'all don't
and
wanna
the
be here,
dehumanization
leave.
of the people of Iran. Shame.
Shame on y'all for being here. Burning American
These are
flag.
scenes that are all too similar to the U.S. war on
Yeah,
Iraq
right.
in
You don't even know what the fuck
2003
you saying.
when they lied to the American people over and over again, repeating the lie. Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. Iran had weapons of mass destruction. Iraq had weapons of mass destruction.
Here to tell you right now, I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We do not care.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Jesus Christ, it's great.
And this is not just a good gesture, it is
Fuck America, but y'all here though.
Make America native again! Make America native again! Make America native again! Make America native! This is our country. For thousands of years, both my families have been on this country.
Why you just in that row in the office and all these cameras? They already, I have no message too, right? All they cameras already watching it. No, you gotta ask consent. That's what you would do. Y'all do that and make black people very vulnerable.
Hey, how about you shut the fuck up? Fuck the flag. It's a symbol of all the fucking Native Americans, the slavery, the black people. That's not our fucking symbol. If you don't fucking like it, get on the protest.
Are you ready to fight them?
Right now, nearly 300 National Guard members are in Los Angeles after a third straight day of protests. Rioters yesterday set self-driving cars on fire in downtown as protesters blocked a freeway. The city's police chief says the situation is getting dangerous for both the public and his law enforcement officers. He's also reinforcing that his department is not part of ICE.
Unequivocally clear. The Los Angeles Police Department does not participate in or coordinate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement on civil immigration enforcement. We've said this over and over again, and I can't stress it enough for the people in our community who have high levels of anxiety about this issue, that we want everybody to believe and be able to call the LAPD in time of need if they've been a victim of a crime or a witness to a crime. We need that. Otherwise, the system does not work. This violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident. What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse and more violent. Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing. They'll take backpacks, and the backpack will have a cinder block in it. They have a hammer, and they'll break up the cinder block and use that, pass it around to throw at officers, to throw at cars, and throw at other people. We've seen people with hammers, and you've broadcasted breaking the bollards behind the federal building and taking the rocks, if you will, or pieces of concrete and throwing them at officers. We've had liquid of who knows what description thrown at officers. There's no limit to what they're doing to our officers.
Chief mentioned. Take a look at this.
Well, the chaos here in downtown Los Angeles continues tonight. I got to say, it doesn't feel like the LA we all know and are familiar with. This feels like some sort of third world conflict zone. I mean, we have fires burning in the middle of intersections. We have police and law enforcement agencies under constant attack by these protesters. They have had rocks hurled through the windscreen. And now They are firing fireworks directly at officers who have backed off a bit, I've got to say. And as the night has worn on, the number of protesters certainly has dwindled, but the ones left are the real anarchists, the ones who are intent on causing the most damage, the most mayhem. Donald Trump, as we know, has ordered in 2,000 National Guardsmen, he says, to basically crush these riots. The California Governor, Gavin Newsom, warned that sending in those troops would only make things worse, it'd be inflammatory, and that certainly does appear to be the case. And now we are learning that the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, has more than 500 active duty Marines on standby to come in here if necessary. So as the night is wearing on, tensions are not dissipating. Things are only going to get worse, I fear. I'm Rob.
As violent unrest in downtown Los Angeles spills into a fourth day, President Trump is defending his decision to deploy National Guard troops there against the wishes of California's governor.
We're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart.
The protests began in response to ongoing immigration raids, federal agents arresting about 150 migrants around L.A. Protests, which started peacefully, turned violent, with demonstrators burning cars and throwing bottles and chunks of concrete at police.
These kids on the car, the folks that are taking advantage of this, these aren't peaceful protesters, a lot of these folks.
California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom blaming President Trump for inflaming a tense situation. It's the first time a president has activated a state's National Guard force without a request from the state's governor since the Civil Rights era.
Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions.
In D.C., lawmakers divided.
My concern, of course, is that this inflames the situation and that he is hell-bent on inflaming the situation.
One of our core principles is maintaining peace through strength. We do that on foreign affairs and domestic affairs as well. I don't think that's heavy-handed.
Meanwhile, the administration is threatening to arrest any state and local officials who interfere with immigration enforcement.
Who stand in the way of law and order, they will face charges.
A political standoff still simmering as the situation on the ground boils over. The president activated a total of 2,000 National Guard troops in California. About 300 are on the streets of Los Angeles right now. And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said active duty Marines are ready to deploy to California if the White House deems it necessary.
Speaking right now, Governor Newsom is speaking right now after a federal judge ruled against the Trump administration, ordering Trump to return control of the National Guard to Newsom. Let's listen.
Those cornerstones that he claimed or asserted were not met. Section 12, 406, clearly there's no invasion, there's no rebellion. It's absurd. And so we're gratified. Today is a big day for the Constitution of the United States, for our democracy, and I hope it's the beginning of a new day in this country where we push back against overreach. We push back against these authoritarian tendencies of a president that has pushed the boundaries, pushed the limit, but no longer can push this state around any longer. Happy to take any questions.
Basketball, some breaking news. Let's get some information from Politico's Kyle Cheney. He says a federal appeals court has indefinitely blocked Judge Breyer's order to put Gavin Newsom back in control of the National Guard. A 3-judge panel, which included 2 Trump and 1 Biden appointee, was unanimous, according to Politico. This is something that we've been following closely. The ruling indefinitely blocks a previous order, as he mentioned, to put Gavin Newsom back in control of the National Guard. It is expected that this case will eventually be appealed to the Supreme Court. The male justices on the appellate court, according to KTVU, are Trump appointees. Sung was appointed by Democratic President Joe Biden. Breyer, who sided with Newsom and argued that Trump violated the use of Title X, which is when the president can call in the Guard during a rebellion, was appointed by Democratic President Bill Clinton. The legal drama stems from June 7th, when Trump deployed the state National Guard without Newsom's permission to Los Angeles to protect federal property following a protest at a downtown detention center after federal immigration agents arrested dozens of immigrants without legal status across the city. In court, Trump's attorney, Brett Shumat, on Tuesday argued before the appellate court justices that the mob violence in LA was so great that the Guard had to be called in to help the federal agents. Newsom countered that the presence of the Guard was actually causing the tensions and protests, and that the troops were not necessary and should instead be helping rake the forests to prevent wildfires. His attorney countered that while some of the more rowdy protesters' actions were serious, local police have been making at least 1,000 arrests and using state authorities to, quote, disperse crowds as necessary. He also putting this out, saying the court found that Trump had a colorable basis to call up the Guard, one people could disagree with, but not enough to find it absurd or obviously meritless. But they rejected his administration's claim that the courts had no role reviewing it. I believe we have one more to go through here from Cheney. Newsom can appeal to the full bench of the Ninth Circuit or the Supreme Court, but he may not want to risk a loss that would set damaging precedent on this. Losing Judge Sung is a warning sign that his legal position may not be particularly strong. Cheney says would not be surprised if he passes.
News. After a federal judge ruled late this afternoon that President Trump must return control of California's National Guard to Governor Gavin Newsom, hours later, a federal appeals court blocked that order. Now, these opposing legal decisions come after the president sent thousands of National Guard troops here to L.A. during protests over the objections of Governor Newsom. Newsom and California AG Rob Bonta sued, saying it wasn't needed, made things worse. Trump argues he sent troops to restore law and order. But, again, 6 p.m., federal judge said there was no legal reason for what he did. Governor Newsom reacted.
The indiscriminate cruelty of Donald Trump. Why else do you go to a 7-Eleven? Why else do you go to a nail salon? Why else do you just randomly show up in front of a hardware store? Why else? It's not about criminals. That's about creating chaos.
Stepped in, U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer said Trump broke federal law and violated the Constitution, overstepping his authority. This is that judge's comments. His actions were illegal, both exceeding the scope of his statutory authority and violating the 10th Amendment to the United States Constitution. He must therefore return control of the California National Guard to the governor forthwith. I got reaction to that evening's first decision from attorney Neema Rahmani, a former federal prosecutor.
I'm very surprised by the judge's ruling. He did signal it during the oral arguments, but he made some very significant findings. First, there was no rebellion against the United States in downtown Los Angeles. Second, he read the third part of the law very narrowly, and he specifically said that the government has to prove that they're unable to enforce federal law, not that they can enforce it in a less effective manner. So the fact that ICE is conducting any removals at all is enough for the National Guard to remain under state control. And he also ruled that because the law requires the president to go through the governor, and the fact that the president didn't consult with the governor, he violated the procedures under the act.
Okay, so after we digested that, a couple of hours later, a Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals said that decision would be blocked, essentially returning to the status quo with Trump sending the National Guard troops here, and they're not going to hold a hearing on this matter until next Tuesday, June 17th.
Turner, this is the Meanwhile back at the ranch collection. Oh, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Yeah, oh, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Where the fans at? Get up by your seat, let your body move. Cowboys and cowgirls, they're feeling that groove. Sipping on moonshine, fire barrel rolling.